Good morning, family. I finished the book of Jonah yesterday, and it's pretty exciting, actually. Um, it's it's interesting. The book is viewed by some people as a parable, and what's interesting is at the very end, there's a vine in that. So the whole last chapter is about Jonah being grumpy and angry with the Lord because the Lord saved the people of Nineveh, and he said, well, this is why I ran away in the first place, because I knew that you would be merciful and compassionate, and you would save these wicked people, and I'm irritated about that. And so he's up on this hillside, um, waiting to see if anything bad might happen or whatever might happen to the city of Nineveh. And he's just pouting up there. And God is watching him, and he has this vine grow up to shade him. And the vine grows up in a day and shades him from the sun. And Jonah's pretty happy about the vine because it's providing him shade. And then the next day, God sends a worm to chew the vine, and the vine withers. And then God sends a scorching east wind in the heat of the day, and Jonah's all grumpy again, and he and he and he's grumpy about the heat and the scorching sun, and God says, why are you mad about the vine? The vine, I caused the vine to grow in a day, and then it withered in a day. Why are you grumpy about the vine? And yet you don't care about a city of 100,000 people. And that's where the book ends. It says, should I not be concerned about this great city? And that's where the book ends. And it's so funny because it's just like a parable. It's just like some of the parables that Jesus said. So I looked up so in Matthew, Jesus tells a parable, and this is probably one of the ones that I don't understand the most and kind of irritates me about. I mean, some of Jesus's parables make sense, and I've studied them, but there's this one that I still struggle with. This is in Matthew 13. He told them still another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into a large amount of flour until it worked all through the dough. I don't get that. But the thing is, parables are like that. So Jesus tells parables, and sometimes he explains them, and sometimes he doesn't. And Jonah is like a parable because at the end, God's like posing this question that never really gets answered. And it's frustrating in a way, but what it helps us do is like deepen our study. And that's why I encourage people to read the Bible every day, because every single time you read it, I've probably read Jonah a few times before in my life, but every time I read it, I get something more from it. And in a later video, I'll tell you about a Bible resource that I use called Through the Word. And that's one of the things that I use to help deepen my understanding of what I'm reading in the Bible. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, God loves you.